All the Congress bigwigs are here in Telangana state rounding up the last minute propaganda, and it looks promising for the Congress party frankly in Telangana. Let's speak with Salman Khurshid ji, who is a former union minister, one of the intellectuals and the policy makers of the Congress party, sir. Happy to speak with you, sir.
Thank you.
What are the reports you're getting about Telangana right now, sir?
Well, the reports are very refreshing, very exciting. We have covered a huge distance, came from behind, and we are right there at the top. And I think we've made the incumbent chief minister very, very worried. And you can tell that from his body language, you can tell that from the words that he's speaking. So we are very hopeful, we are excited that Telangana will return to its roots. Telangana will be able to acknowledge and applaud what Srimati Sonia Gandhi did for the birth of Telangana, and that this period in which they experimented with the BRS, I believe, is over.
Right, sir. What took the Congress party 10 years to gain back its ground that it lost in both Telugu states, frankly?
Yeah, right. See, faith and allegiance are words that tell you that it takes time, like good wine. It takes time to mature.
Right.
It doesn't happen overnight. This love at first sight, etc., doesn't work in politics. It is an incremental thing. You have to grow with it, and if you lose it once, it can go in a split second. In a moment it can go, but it takes years to build. And I think that the years that were needed to rebuild it have now come to fruition, and we have consciously worked on a strategy so that we can amplify our efforts to get the trust and faith of the people of Telangana back. And I hope and believe that this will be possible to show to the world when the results come out.
What do you think the people of Telangana actually want, sir, that the incumbent government is not able to give?
Well, clearly there is a huge list of very, very generous promises that were made, and nothing has come to fruition. And both the critical problem that people have here is housing, critical problem. And that's where they've been taken for a ride. The 2 BHK housing scheme, completely taken for a ride. Wherever they've got it, it's very bad quality, very, very unlivable, inhospitable, and the rest are just waiting. There's nothing coming their way. So I think that is the core disappointment that they feel. But it's the overall manner in which things have happened here, and people have seen that the politicians in control have no dearth of resources coming to them from the system, but to the common citizen there is nothing, absolutely nothing. You can't have people live on dreams endlessly if you see no actualization of those dreams.
You have seen this part of United AP earlier, and after Telangana was formed, sir. Do you feel there was no development at all? I mean, the government claims to have given 24-hour power. They claim to have given water resources because the agricultural productivity has gone up, and they are listing out various things that they have done for the people. So do you not perceive any change at all?
See, you sit down and do a micro analysis.
Right.
You may find 10 things that the government has done, but is the government not supposed to do anything when it's in government for 10 years? I mean, there is a natural thing that you would do in 10 years. Whatever you would start in 10 years, it would grow into a huge tree if you put a small plant 10 years ago. So you can't say that this tree I have put. The point is not of one tree. The point is that you have to plant a forest, and there should have been thousands of trees, so that you have wood, and you have shelter, and you have leaves, and you have fruit, and you have flowers, etc. That is how growth should be interpreted. Not merely that I planted one little plant and look, it's become a tree today, because 10 years, anything becomes a tree.
There's been an evidently communal environment, communally high-strung environment across the country in the last 10 years. Do you see that in Telangana, sir? Because the minority votes are very crucial to this election, because we have a huge population here that...
See, Telangana has a special problem. Polarization elsewhere is different, because the polarization elsewhere is just directed against one community. That's how you get polarization. And that polarization is now becoming very rusted. People are not buying it anymore. It'll still be there to some extent, but the intensity of polarization that we saw that brought the BJP into power in various parts of the country and the center, that's gone. As far as Telangana is concerned, there is an issue of polarization and counter-polarization. So there are political outfits here who obviously benefit from counter-polarization, and counter-polarization doesn't happen unless there's polarization.
Right.
So one feeds on the other. True. So here you have to be extremely careful that you shouldn't end up helping counter-polarization, because that would then help polarization, and that you shouldn't succumb and surrender to polarization,
right,
because that will then obviously bring about counter-polarization. So taking a truly strong, secular, balanced view is what we have tried to portray, and that there is an internal arrangement between people who benefit from polarization that we've tried to make clear to the people of Telangana,
Frankly,
and I hope it works.
Frankly, sir, it's been a long time since one has actually felt what you just said about being perfectly balanced, secular, because wherever we go, this seems to be one of the core issues that parties are fielding this as one of the election issues also.
Well, I hope it works its way out during this election, and in the results it becomes apparent that all that is now past history, and there's a new dawn and a new age for Telangana.
How do you see the BJP in Telangana, sir? Last couple of questions for you.
Is it there?
Oh, okay.
I'm not quite sure that I saw. I mean, it's only the two leaders who are here. I don't see any other BJP here at all.
Right. So, this is probably premature to ask you, sir. What is the criteria that the High Command is going to use to decide the Chief Minister of Telangana if the Congress comes to power?
See, that's a little bit of a mystery. Ultimately, of course, what matters is what the elected representatives at a meeting will tell the persons who come from the center to carry back the message to the leadership.
Sir, we speak to Bhatti ji. It seems like his people tell us that Bhatti ji is going to be the CM candidate, and Revant Reddy ji says he is the CM candidate. Komat Reddy sir says he is the CM candidate. So there are so many CMs which is actually working against the unity of the party, and that's what the BRS is actually banking on.
Well, we've always believed in unity and diversity, so let there be diversity. But at the end of the day, the principle that holds for the Congress party is that all the newly elected members come together and decide in a free and fair manner who is the best person to lead them.
And finally, sir, how do you think the 5 states elections, especially Telangana election, will impact the parliament elections to come?
I think this is the beginning of the end for the BJP. The parliament elections will be just a takeoff from this. The platform is being done during these elections and in these results. And from here, the alliance, the India alliance, will get greater strength, and then a little more work on the India alliance, and we hopefully will make it to the top.
Well, we'll wait and watch, sir. Democracy has always won, even in complex situations. That's the beauty of our country. We thank you for your time, sir.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.